Oh, Floyd.
There you go. Give it a shot there, Bingo.
Floyd.
Testing.
Tell
1, 2, 3.
Floyd we're podcasting. Floyd will be having a vodka soda splash of cran if we have it. I don't know what's been run out of stock since we've been away. In New York City.
New York City.
Get a rope. I got a list of notes that are somewhat chronological as best as they can be. But the big news is Floyd's here. Oh, let me bring this up because Floyd is here. Floyd wrote, we did that on a podcast. We wrote his response about the nematodes. Did we read it?
Radical
on a podcast?
Nematoid Revolution, I believe it was.
Yeah, he wrote back about he wrote a nice letter in their letters to the
No,
editor.
I don't think we read the response.
I didn't even know about it. So
in the police beat, we'll at the break we'll go to that older police beat, Bisbee Observer. It would have been in that one. All right, so we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Bingaman is here. Chad Shank is here. Ggreg Chaille is here. And in the audience, we have Just Jen, Floyd, and Kenny for mayor. Still for mayor. Even though he never got his signatures, he's still running against his will. Henry's outside barking to get in because it's 190 degrees in Arizona. We have to keep the AC off while we podcast. Killer termites got their day in court. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And not because of anything we did. The outgoing city manager, Justin Johnson, who we're supposed to have cocktails with before he leaves town tomorrow night. Again, why I should have a list of shit that I got to do. But right now, I'm fucked. Killer termites last night at the city council meeting. Justin Johnson made it happen. And Gene Connors, the senator, the commissioner. Yeah, they got to push through that July 3rd, which is baseball, Bisbee Killer Termites baseball, a.k.a. the Tucson Saguaros. But yes, what do you got?
Doubleheader.
Doubleheader on the 4th of July weekend. Monster weekend. Mishka's here. Christine Levine is here. Bingo's here. She's playing live now with Kelly Carpenter. We're going to have a fucking massive weekend. It's comedy, music. There's going to be a magic off between Matt Becker and Bang Bang Kenny, not to be confused with Mayor Kenny, local magician. But
and the Warlock.
And the Warlock. There's a third. That's Christine Levine's cuckold husband that lives in a shed.
A
Wizard.
But yeah, killer termites because of your diligence in making Bisbee the #1 small historic town. I gave up on it. I'm like, fuck it. We'll just declare Killer Termites Day. We don't need a council. But you know what? They had the temerity. I've used that word a couple times lately. I don't know what it means.
no,
Might be
not a
wrong.
clue.
Well,
gall.
many of my fans are going to go?
Not the gall.
There'll be 3.
Like the balls. Like the temerity. Like, how dare you?
The gumption. How about gumption? Everyone loves gumption.
Gumption's good.
Yeah, I wore out on trying to get them to do it, but they went ahead and said, hey, how do you want this phrased? I go, the first time I phrased it, it was wrong. You do this shit for a living. You phrase it. I was nicer than that because they're council.
That might be a better day, actually. That might be a better turnout than...
They go, what day do you want it? I go, 4th of July. Go, we can't do that. We can do the 3rd, which works out perfect because that's baseball. So we get that out of the way.
And everyone's going to be off before the 4th of July. The 3rd is perfect.
The 3rd is Sunday.
You will always, always, always be off on the 3rd of July. That's awesome.
Not if it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something.
No one's going to go to work on a.
Well, we'll be off.
No one works in this town, and the killer termites in general don't have jobs. You're 80% disability, 90% dudes. All right, where do we start?
I have no idea.
We thought the name of this podcast is There Will Be Blood.
Oh.
And there will be blood by the end of this podcast, so you'll know what we're talking about. But we have to start when we left for New York to do press. Left on Friday.
Yes.
No, we flew on Friday. We went up to the hotel on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Stayed overnight.
Yes. We dropped you off, Tracy and I, and we.
Well, you
we
stayed
did it.
with us.
Yeah. And then we had a little staycation. We didn't leave the state.
Yeah,
And-
you went
and
to
you guys-
Phoenix in the biggest heat wave, 5th hottest day in the history of Phoenix, 119 degrees. You're up there fucking shopping at IKEA.
No,
In a suit.
in a suit. I wear a suit everywhere. I fucking wore a suit.
You wore
the whole fucking
Goofy
time.
polyester?
Absolutely.
Even in New York, I had linen. It was vintage, but it was still linen.
At one point, it was like 114, something like that during the day. And Tracy, what was the hottest it got?
119.
119.
Yeah, no,
And-
I read it. It was in
Fuck
New
me.
York Times headline.
So I went down.
How hot it was here.
I went down to the lobby at the A Loft, and they don't
A
have.
loft.
If you miss the breakfast, they serve breakfast. There's a live person, no robots or bags of stuff. And I went down there, and I go.
No
we missed
twisty
yeah.
handle on the Fruit Loops
No.
machine.
So we went down there, and I went down there to get something. I just grabbed like mac and cheese or something you could do in the microwave. And I go, you guys got any like something that wasn't there? I can't remember what it was. And he goes, no, you can go right next door to the Circle K. I go, sir, I'm not leaving the hotel. And that was it. That was my mantra for 2 days. We didn't even leave the hotel.
No pool?
Well, we would go in the pool,
All right, yeah,
but we were
yeah,
on property. I mean, come on. It
God,
was
we
fucking
got in
hot.
that pool. It was so good. And that's why we went up early, was to try to get an hour's worth of sun before we went to New York City to do Stern. Because I knew if I had a tan, he'd go, oh, you look good. And he did.
He did.
Heard
He
that.
absolutely did.
Yeah, so that worked out. We got an hour's worth of sun, jumped in that pool, and it was immediately you go, I'm sterilized of any Zika virus, AIDS, hepatitis. There's so much chlorine in this goddamn pool. I don't think I've showered since.
Oh, that's not a stretch.
Maybe we did. Maybe we had to.
I don't think you did either.
We should have.
I get a text at some point when we're in New York City. We fly out on Friday, go through Atlanta. We're in the Sky Club. Couple days later, hey, this is Stephanie, the drummer for Kid Rock. This is my number. Now you have it. Met you in Hot Atlanta. Love to hang out sometime. And I went into bingo. Oh, yeah, you did shower because you were in the shower
in
when
the
I
shower.
was reading
There
you
you
this.
go.
Proof.
But you
Proof.
never got in the pool though. So
Okay. I wasn't chlorinated,
it's a
but-
wash.
All right.
No pun.
Okay, go ahead.
And I go, do you ever remember meeting Kid Rock's drummer in Atlanta? She goes, yeah, on the way here.
In the Sky Club Lounge.
Yeah, you talked to him and his merch guy. You walked them to their gate. And I had no memory, but I remembered as she's telling me, I go, yeah, they were flying out of T-gates. And I was embarrassed. I still don't remember them, but I remember walking them down to where you get the train. And I was embarrassed. I didn't remember where T-gates were on the train because Atlanta, that's my Mecca. It's a fucking Delta
That's a
hub
major hub for
with
you, yeah.
smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I went, and we were at gate B24.
Yep.
It's right across the way. I remembered smoking with weird people. I just didn't remember. But yeah, now I'm friends with Stephanie. And then I looked her up online. She's a black girl with blonde hair, sometimes dreads, sometimes just crazy. Like, how do I not remember her, but I remember what gate she's flying out of? So, yeah. Yes, but I talked to the merch guy about you more than I talked to her,
Yeah.
according to Bingo. I'm like, hey, merch guy's the most important guy. And then I probably rambled
name
on
was
about
Tom?
Chaille. Yeah, Tom.
Tom, the merch guy.
Tom, the merch guy.
Kid
I
Rock.
remember one of the first nights. It was probably one of the first 3 nights I was actually on tour with Hedberg, flown in the middle of their tour with him and Stephen Lynch co-headlining,
Yeah.
and things were not good.
Yeah.
There was another guy that was
Little bit of tension.
oh, and I had no idea. And the first night, I think we were in Maryland, but in the next 2 nights, we'd gotten close to Michigan. I can't remember the date, and about everyone except Kid Rock was at the show. Like the wives of the musicians who were like fucking barking orders for people to do stuff in a way that like, hey, look, we want a room to like a banquet room to drink in. We want a bar with like, you can't do this. It's like, hey, how long you been doing this? I go, 3 days. No, give me the phone. And they grab the phone, and the wives or girlfriends, like it was the guitarist, and then Aaron was there, the bass player who ended up hanging out a lot.
We'll get to that story next.
So, they ended up working it out. The manager like met us down at like the grand ballroom or some little room off to the side. And they had, are these enough bottles? We got ice, and we did this whole fucking thing. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? You'll know. You'll learn how to do this. And that was trial by fire.
Day 4, Chaille was
Day
a pro.
4.
We hooked up. Shawcroft was the Emerald Theater in outskirts of Detroit, and Shawcroft's there, and she knows the Kid Rock people. So Aaron is a bass player.
Aaron Juliuson was the bass player.
He comes to the show with his girlfriend. Eyes out of my tit, fucked on stage, yelling. It was the Don't Boo a Girl show on YouTube.
That's on YouTube, yeah.
So afterwards, we go out with the Kid Rock guy, and we go to the bar next door. There's karaoke, I think. I don't know.
Rockaroke. They were playing.
Rockaroke.
They were playing their instruments. Those guys were amazing. Yeah.
All I remember is at some point on stage, I had pulled out my balls because it was necessary. So on the walk to the bar afterwards, the girlfriend, who was a little uptight,
hot as fuck though.
She's fucking Kid
absolutely
Rock's
rock
bass
and
player.
roll hot. Yeah.
Yeah. She's bass player hot, but A-level bass player hot. All I remember is she's like, I can't believe you pulled your balls out on stage. I go, no, these are prosthetics. These are rubber balls. And I pull my balls out. I go, touch them. They feel like real balls. And she's like, yeah. Oh my God, they feel like real balls. And then a second later, she's like, ah! Cut to the honeymoon suite in a Days Inn. If you can imagine what that's like. It's a shitty room at a Days Inn, but it has a jacuzzi tub in the middle of it. And there was like 9 dudes that we just littered it with body hair and grotesqueness and empty beer cans. And it was a letdown. No chicks anywhere. Maybe the girlfriend was still there frowning after No, she wasn't even there.
No. I'm sure Aaron closed it out with us though. That was his MO.
We were all there at the end. Yeah. I remember seeing that tub in the morning
someone had pulled the drain on it, and it was just like they opened a window, and like all the trees like lost their leaves. I mean, that was how much it was gross in there. Like,
who shaved a bear?
Cigarette butts? Yeah, it was disgusting.
Right after I got married, we went to the honeymoon suite of a Days Inn with the jacuzzi in it. I may have told this story. But that's where I made the mistake of pulling the filter out before we got in.
Yeah, I think you did. If you didn't tell it on a podcast, I remember grimacing when you told us off the air.
Yeah.
So we go to New York and Skank Fest. Big J Okerson, fucking who's the best. I felt bad because I told him ahead of time, I'll go, but I have no act. I'm doing Stern on the Monday, so if you're doing the day before, I'll do it, but I'll do like a live podcast. And he goes, yeah, we have some competitions you can judge and stuff, but I never heard from anyone. Hennigan didn't even show up till Saturday with my schedule. And I'm on the bill as Doug Stanhope Shotclog Podcast, which I think did we get rid of that name officially?
We stripped it 2 podcasts ago. I do have a question.
Yeah.
What is Skank Fest? Because when I was reading the thing, it's had a lot of podcasts, but it had a lot of comics.
Yeah, they did. They have a podcast called Legion of Skanks, as well as The Bonfire. That's 2 podcasts.
Big J.
That's yes. Big J. So they did Skank Fest, which I swear on one podcast I did, I promised we are going to do a Bisbee comedy festival because they pulled that shit off so well in just one bar. We could do that shit here. Between that small stage, the patio stage, and the Royale, we can pull off a Bisbee comedy festival, and we're going to fucking do it. And there's more. We'll get to it. Had a lot of fun. They just had me scheduled for my own podcast, but it was through DeCapo Press to promote my book. I'm like, I can't do my own podcast to promote my book that I've been promoting on my own stupid podcast here. But Sal Volcano was there.
From
Big
Impractical
Jessica.
J jumped in. You were there.
Yeah.
Bunch of people jumped
The
in.
panel was you, Bingo, Brian, and
Sal Volcano
and Dave's Dan Smith.
who was
Didn't see him in the photos, but yeah. So you did have
They
guests.
had him removed with a hook, a vaudeville hook.
But you did a regular podcast, or what did
Well,
you
it
do?
was a panel facing out to a live audience.
so
And,
Stanhope did just a swap cast again.
But whose
What is that?
podcast was it?
I said out loud, this is a community podcast. Anyone who has a podcast that's on this panel, just put it in Dropbox and everyone can put it out as their own podcast because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing here. And I didn't.
No, you didn't at all.
No,
How was doing a podcast in front of audience?
I wasn't bad on it.
No, it
I don't
wasn't bad
remember
at
a
all.
lot of hecklers. People were really cool.
We've done one
wasn't bad at all.
before, and it was an abortion. So that was left a bad taste in Doug's mouth.
This one was at like 7 o'clock at night, or
Yeah.
even
six.
6.
No, 6 to 7 is when it was.
How many
6
people
to
were packed
7.
in there? Do you think? How many people?
Like 40, 50, I'm guessing.
Probably
It's a
50.
small room.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was still it was a fucking blast, and seeing all those guys and people that I don't know if I know.
But you don't even remember half of the podcast.
Well, tell me about it. That's why you're here. You're filling in the blanks, lady.
All right. Well, just the stuff about.
No, we don't bring that up.
Okay, then I won't bring that up. But
So,
you forgot
no.
about it. I'm just saying. I'm right.
No one remembers anything about the podcast.
I gave someone some shit, I think.
but
But I did that on a lot of podcasts, I think.
So what happened that day? I mean, it was 6 to 7
We got there
on
early.
Sunday.
On
So
Sunday.
That day in New York, you guys.
Even Sal Volcano was drinking doubles. I'm like, I get so terrified in those situations where I go, there's so many comedians here that I don't know if I know. Should I say nice to
Yeah,
meet
they're-
you? Is
yeah,
it
oh,
there
you
nice?
were
know
a lot.
what? You know what happened after the podcast? Todd Glass.
I think I fell down. Oh yeah, Todd Glass.
Oh,
Oh,
he-
I
No,
love
you didn't
Todd
fall
Glass.
down, baby. You laid down in the largest pile.
Oh, I
of
laid down in
garbage
giant New York
bags.
garbage. You know those
And you just lay
giant
down with your
stacks.
drink.
It's like the biggest oversized.
Like a garbage strike.
What do you call those beanbag chairs?
Oh,
Yeah, of
I was
garbage
laying back.
bags.
They had a professional photographer out there. I'm like, hey, get me over here. Hey, get me. I'm laying in garbage. Ha ha. Get it? Funny.
The
That's-
photographer came running out. Oh, great
That's
photo op.
so did Todd Glass do a set, or did he do a podcast as well?
He did a podcast after we left.
Okay.
Bonnie was there. Rich
Bonnie.
Voss
That's
was
right.
there. Yeah, they were all doing different shit,
Yeah.
sets and goofiness and podcasts. And I had to leave. I was done. And I had to do Stern in the morning, so I was responsible. Hey, I got to do Stern at 9, so I'm going to go home and go to bed at 8:30.
Well, it's
Which
responsible.
I did.
As responsible as you can be while laying in garbage before you're going to Stern show the next.
Broad daylight. Broad daylight.
Sure.
Still,
But-
the sun is up. I got home. I was in bed by 8:30. Took a Xanax so I could be up early for Stern, and I was. I was awake at 1 a.m.
And drinking.
Came out of a dead sleep after sleeping 5 hours or so. It's almost 1 o'clock, and I went, "Oh fuck! I'm going to that Irish bar a couple blocks away where I left my American Express. I'm gonna do this." I wake up with a lot of motivation sometimes, so I'm putting on my stupid polyester blue pants, get dressed, find the American Express in the blue pants.
No need to go.
No, I just said, well, no, the bar is still open till 4 in the morning. So I start drinking at 1 in the morning, drinking fucking whiskey on the rocks over at
Knowing
some
we have
Irish
to
bar.
be on Stern at
Knowing I
9.
have to be on Stern, but knowing that I thought the last podcast we did, I burned my last 3 Adderalls. When I was packing, I found one more. So I have no problem
Safety
starting
net.
to drink
Safety net.
at 1. Get out of there at 3:15, call a tell, because I'm looking around New York and I'm like, this is why you're an insomniac, because this is the only time this city is remotely livable is when there's no one on the streets. And he answers the phone. Where you at? Oh, I'll come meet you. So we're sitting out smoking cigarettes on the sidewalk.
He brought you at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, he's up.
Fuck yeah.
He's wandering around. He was
He brought
2
me
blocks
a
away.
donut and a bagel and cream cheese.
Yeah, he bought Bingo. He goes, I'm not going upstairs, but what would Bingo like? I go, bagel and cream cheese. So he bought her a bagel and cream cheese for
sweet.
delivery. I brought it to her.
Yeah.
Get to Stern
Thanks,
at
David
9.
Tell.
Bottle of Bushmills.
Oh, yeah, the Bushmills.
I go, he goes, one of the guys, the fucking Stern crew are so great. And we listened to a lot of the Mamet guy. We met him. We had just been listening to him.
With
Richard
the bun,
Christie. Oh shit, I don't know where that bag of gifts. I hope we didn't leave it there.
You did.
Fuck.
It did not come home with us.
Did not come home.
It did not come home. Richard Christie, I'm sorry.
The beer.
Somewhere in the Bushmills, he had some special. He had a gift for us. We had gifts for him. I autographed a book for him. No
Killer
one else on the
Termites
show.
shirt.
Richard Christie is our favorite.
Killer Termites
And a
shirt.
Killer Termites game-worn jersey, meaning it was unwashed in my bag. And
Oh,
but he
shit,
had a
what
gift
we do?
for us. And
Howard Stern gave us a bunch of gifts.
fuck.
You left your
That
fucking
sucks.
swag bag in a
Yeah.
cab or something?
Maybe Hennigan took it.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh,
Hennigan
yeah.
took it. Yeah, he was there. I hope so.
Probably.
Hey,
He probably didn't start drinking at 1.
Yeah, probably not. He started drinking afterwards because it went on from there. We weren't even scheduled for O&A. Let's talk about Stern a bit because you heard it.
Yeah, I listened to
Hennigan
it.
said, if you listen to it, you won't like it. It sounded a bit too anxious, but Bingo is perfect.
Aw.
That's a good assessment, I think.
Yeah.
But it was good.
I was jacked on that Adderall.
And that was the difference, is you were more relaxed, I think, because you're probably drunk already, which you're usually not, I guess. But it was good.
I'm not since 1 a.m. drinking,
Yeah.
but I said, fuck it. We'll Kinnison this thing.
It was good.
Let's go. Let's just go in.
I never listened to, sometimes I'll listen to the,
After show?
the wrap-up show. That was
Wrap-up
whenever
show.
you said Big J. Okerson. A couple weeks ago, I was listening to the wrap-up show, and I was about to shut it off, and there was somebody on there I didn't recognize.
Yeah.
Fucking everything that guy said fucking killed me. I was laughing my ass off, and so I waited, and then it said it was Big J. Okerson, so I didn't know who that was. So yeah,
Big J.
But yeah, the wrap-up show guys talked really nice about you. It was
That's so great. Those
Gary
guys are
and them, yeah.
fucking
It was-
fantastic. It was so
You're
great to
always
see
weirded
everybody.
out when everyone's sober and you're just drinking whiskey right off the bottle. One of the
We
guys
had-
came in and said, you want like a Coke to mix that with? I go, it's funnier if I'm drinking straight off the bottle. Let's just go with funny. Or sad, however you take it. But I don't want to be sneaking in a Coke like I'm trying to hide this. No, we're getting fucking hammered.
So
That's
the whole
what I
interview,
do
we
for
were
a
just
living.
passing the bottle.
Yeah, back
when
and
when the
forth.
question was hard for me, you just hand me the bottle, and I was like, "Okay, I'll take this right now."
Fucking Robin, I love her so
Robin's
much.
so fucking great.
You guys had
gives the
Robin
best
rolling with
hugs.
laughter the whole time. That's one thing that I remember from listening to it, was that you guys were cracking her up.
I like her a lot.
I did too.
Yeah, Stern was even more engaged, and usually he's overly complimentary, but I always take it as like pandering. Like, I know you're nervous. You're great. You're a good person. I'd take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But our
this
interview
time-
did go long. I mean, he had us on there for a long
Because I wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Because you're Adderall and your
Yak
Bushmills.
talking.
He did sit on the couch.
And another thing.
He did sit on the couch with you guys and take a picture. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
With
And
a
so did-
couple of feet between us because
Oh, yeah.
you get that OCD
Yeah.
thing. You didn't want to get our fucking bed bugs or crab lice or whatever we might be bringing in with the Bushmills. But
Right.
the problem was we set it all up for Stern. I had my Adderall ready. I got my drink level perfect. And that was at 9 a.m. I had press all day till 9 p.m.
was the last
Artie
show.
Lang starts.
Oh.
So
Starts?
So you,
Yeah.
you
Stars.
peaked super early.
we
And we have to
stumble
go to
in.
Long Island.
We weren't
for-
even scheduled for Opie and Jimmy. But afterwards, one of the guys, hey, do you have a second? And then we went in there. That was fun from what I remember. A little more succinct. I boiled down some stories and got a few thank yous out for people who were defending me, and it was nice. And then we had to do some like raw dog thing.
I think you did your classic or your all-time
I had to pick my
favorites.
5 top classic legendary
Chaille?
comedians.
Oh, you just
No, because Doug was telling me about some of the other interviews.
Okay.
And then I asked him how it went, and he doesn't really remember.
I don't really remember, but my memory gets less and less.
Yeah.
Then David Feldman has a podcast.
Are you still drinking? Is it still drinking going on?
maintenance drinking?
But
Okay.
yes,
It's not like
still-
shots for all my friends. No.
Wet the
Still
whistle.
drinking, for
Wet the
sure.
whistle.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
shots.
Medicinally drinking.
Yeah, you can't stop or you fall down. So
Like-
you just
like
got to
today.
keep it even flow. Even flow. Hey, I'm Adam Sandler now. Anyway, so David Feldman, one of the most underrated comedians ever.
and the sweetest fucking
He's on the
guy.
green room. You might have seen him. He's always in the green room in the audience, and he'd yell out with questions and shit.
Very
He's so
funny.
fucking funny. We did his podcast in the lobby of the Algonquin Hotel, which
love that word.
Stephen King's parents probably hang out there. it's the Algonquin, and we're doing it loud, of course, and with foul language.
It's a dark wood, very New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Algonquin. You can just picture it.
No,
Yeah.
I've been there.
All right. So we're doing that podcast, but this is the not only is he fucking great. When I told him about this place, he said, "I want to film my next special in the Funhouse." And I go,
Fuck
"You know what?
Yeah.
I did Bill Burr, and we go, yeah, we should tour Yellowknife together, but we're never going to get around to it." I go, this is absolutely happening. I'm going to pay for the film crew, and I'm going to pay your airfare and travel out here, put you up, and that's all that's coming off the top of your sales. We're doing this. This is on the fucking books. This is not some bullshit, we'll get together then, son, kind of thing. No, we're doing it. And we've talked, Brian's talked to his people since sometime July or August. David Feldman will be doing a special here.
A
And-
DVD, right? A DVD.
Yeah, we'll be
Nice.
filming our first Funhouse special. Funhouse Productions is in gear. And,
Late July or August.
Has to
We'll
be
fit
August.
down.
Can't be late July. We're
Okay.
busy.
No,
Okay.
he was going to do early July, but afterwards he said, I think August would be better, early August. We'll figure it out. But if we're going to hire that same film crew from Salt Lake, we'll try to schedule like 3 people on a weekend. And
Sure.
bang out 3 Funhouse production DVDs.
Oh, you want to do 3?
How about it?
You want to do 3 artists in a weekend? Kind of
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
way they tape 2
Yeah.
Tonight shows on a Thursday?
Floyd, you can pull your shit together to be an audience for 3 different nights, right?
I would imagine so.
I imagine you imagine. Yes. We'd fill this motherfucker up 3 nights in a row for
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
live.
Do I need to say that
Live.
into a mic?
No, you didn't have to say. I repeated it for you, so you didn't need the mic. So yeah, hopefully we can do Christine Levine. I don't know who else. We have a million to choose from.
Oh my God, you've
And then we
you've
do
declined everyone until you've held everyone at arm's length until this Feldman character.
right on your hand. I got to talk to Chad about this.
I do have paper. There's paper.
We
here.
have a room booked in LA for election
Oh
night
yeah.
to do that. Chad, do you remember that one night we were fucking hammered inside? I go,
Oh yeah.
That one.
It's 2 a.m. and I said it was about a different project, and I go, I want you involved, but I'm probably too drunk. I'll never remember this. And I remembered it, and we made that happen. And ever since then, all the shit we're talking about is happening. So yeah, Funhouse Productions,
Gonna happen.
absolutely.
Nice.
So yeah, David Feldman, look him up on YouTube. Like he has bits like all the bits that I enjoy of my own, where you find something dark and weird, but the argument is still somewhat indefensible. He goes a little weirder with it, like, eat the homeless and stuff. But he's the sense of humor. He's everything that this crowd would enjoy.
Yeah.
He can, like, he looks conservative. He's old. He's probably 65, I'm guessing. He's probably 53 and pissed if he's hearing it. But anyway.
Is there any relation to a Mr. Marty Feldman?
No, he's got normal eyes and stuff.
Well,
He's got really bad hair plugs, but you don't think he cares. He's that guy. He's great. So that's going to happen soon. That was at 1:00 in the afternoon. Now that's 12 hours of drinking. Now we have to go do Anthony Cumia, Ant from O&A. But now he's got his own shit going on.
Wait, you skipped something.
Well, Christine Hodge.
Yeah, that's what you skipped.
Christine
you don't have
Hodge
to,
is in the book, and I'm pretty shit faced.
Child star, head of the class.
Yeah.
Red hair.
Ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, red
She's
hair.
like, I want to come play.
A-lister.
Yeah. So she shows up between Feldman and Cumia, and in my head I thought, fuck it, let's just go take over Cumia for at least part of it, because he's got recording equipment, so she's in the book, and we can get her into the audio book.
Like you did with Patty and Sarah
Here.
Highlander.
Yeah. This guy's at a real fucking show, but in my head, I think I can just hijack it for a minute. Hey, can I get 10 minutes of your mic time?
Hey,
and
Spanky,
jam this?
Alfalfa, step aside. We're going to take control.
I don't know exactly how that worked, but the next day there was a GIF on Twitter of me making out with a black guy because I accused Anthony. Anthony gets a lot of shit for his pro-gun, pseudo-racist, depending on how you read it, comments. That's why he got fired. And I walk in and there's two black guys on as guests, and I immediately accuse him of overcompensating. At some point, I'm tongue kissing the fucking black comic.
Which you forgot
next to me.
completely about until you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter, and I went, that's funny. Making out with a black guy in front of Anthony Cumia, funny.
Yeah, it is funny, but you should have fucking remembered.
Maybe he
Can't
wasn't a good
remember
kisser.
whole day.
Yeah, maybe it was a bad kisser.
My tweet was, now that's how you pass an Adderall.
That ends.
That ends, and what's next?
Then we're doing Artie Lang, and I think I was trying to bail out because I was knock-kneed or at some bar. I don't remember the details.
But we were going, and then
I was gonna try to bail out.
Yeah.
And
You don't like traffic in New York. It makes you fucking
And we had to
crazy.
travel.
And he lives in Hoboken, New Jersey.
And-
New Jersey.
And Kumi, as you said, his was way out of the way too.
He used to be on Long Island.
All
I
right.
only did that because he was in the city
Okay.
now. And I owed it. I owed him that.
Yeah.
But I would have found an excuse if I had to
If
go
it
to
was in the
Long
boonies,
Island.
yeah.
I would have
Yeah,
said,
no
"Oh,
shit.
they overbooked me" or some shit.
So you're spending a lot of time traveling. They got a car for you or something? There's a town car?
At this
Ubers?
point, we were
What's going
Ubering
on?
it. But I called Artie and just get me Artie directly, not his dude. Get me
Yeah.
Artie directly because he'll understand when I say,
I'm fucked.
I am so fucked up. I don't think I can do it. And everyone around me could hear him laughing on the phone. That bellowing Artie Lang laugh. Like, just get over here. And all right, fuck, I'm coming. And then you'd have to fill in some blanks.
Well, we get over there, and immediately you're like, we're staying all night. We got to stay all night. We can't. We're staying on your couch. We're staying here.
This is at his house?
Yeah, he does it out of his
Like a
house.
basement or something?
No, he's got a.
It's an apartment.
It's a apartment
High-rise.
complex. Not an apartment complex. It's a condo
Condo,
complex.
yeah.
Gorgeous view of the
Oh my
city.
God, is it?
I remember
fucking
sitting
beautiful.
there yelling really loud around joggers and shit, going, "The fucking Twin Towers. How many towers do you need? Look how beautiful that is." And you're gonna bitch about 2 that are missing? Fuck you.
Well, we also got there early.
We asked some dude in a fucking
And Stanhope was
gazebo
like-
with his girlfriend. I
Yeah,
go,
where's
hey, where's
Artie
Artie
Lang
Lang live?
live?
He goes, I think it's up there somewhere.
right.
we were trying to find the guy that's trying to find
And
us.
Artie Lang's guy was like, "No, don't ask people."
I was on the phone with Artie Lang's dude, and I'm like, I'll just ask someone. He said, no. Where's Artie Lang live? Over there. Then he came out.
So we walk in. Artie's in the back somewhere, and you're hollering at him, just like, "We're staying all night, Artie. I hope this is a pull-out couch." And you were so wasted at this point.
Yeah, I did see one tweet. Artie, I love you, man, but Doug Stanhope's just an unfunny drunk. But then 2 complimentary ones after that. So who knows?
That's all right.
I haven't heard the Artie Lang podcast, but I assumed from our podcasts this will never air. We're just hanging around drinking.
It's video, right?
I
No.
don't have the
He
slightest
No, it
idea.
is
It's
not.
TV.
It's-
Like ESPN or something.
You have to pay a
Chaille?
subscription to listen to that, so
Yeah.
I don't. He's
Chaille,
got to
this
put
one-
shit out. He
Yeah.
This
can't
is
just
not-
hold it.
Video.
It was out
in
the
his
next
house.
morning. And like Artie demanded to drive us home. I'm like, are you
No,
in
you're
any
forgetting
condition?
a key part of that night.
Well, the key part of that night was that little girl that I just had such
So
a crush
we're
on.
sitting there. We're sitting there, and
Are
I
you
hear a
saying
female.
there's a ghost in Artie's condo?
I had people over and
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like we do. It's not,
Someone
not
was
a different
beeping up.
podcast than this.
Someone was beeping up from the ground floor, saying, "Some female saying, can I come up?"
Oh, I don't remember this.
Yeah. So anyway, she comes up, and it ends up being a he, which you don't realize is a he for fucking ages.
I still will not.
I am kicking.
Ever.
I am kicking Stanhope under the table. I am pinching his
She's
knee.
mouthing
I'm
at me,
pulling on his pants.
but she's just saying. She's. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
you
getting
just
he.
said- you
she's
just
not
ref-
making the word. She's mouthing the word he,
But
and
you
I kept
just
calling her
said
she.
and she pinches you and goes,
yeah, like a cat.
I don't know what you're talking about. And at some point, they try to hoodwink me into this as a dude, and I'm well. There's no way. Again, now I'm at almost 20 hours of drinking,
10
Fucking
o'clock.
wasted.
10 o'clock, right?
but I still could not wrap his name. I have his book. It's
Yeah.
Mario. God damn
Starts
it.
with a B. I saw your
Yeah.
tweet when you said it, and I agree with you. I still don't think that's a dude. I'm not even drunk.
I was like daring him to. You know what?
Dip
I
your
have a small
balls
dick
in
but
ice water.
If you have a dick, we'll put both our dicks in ice water right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't.
Hence the tweets.
Anyway, he was a beautiful young lady, and he wrote a book, and it's called "From Hopeless to Hollywood" by Mario. I'm trying to find his goddamn
Mario
name.
Bosco?
Bosco.
Bosco.
Mario Bosco.
Mario
Bosco.
Bosco.
Yeah.
She's
And he
she's
was-
a tiny little girl too. She looks a little Katie Lang.
Tracy.
She might be a lesbian, but that I don't judge.
Tracy knows.
Yeah, Mario Bosco. So buy his book, Hopeless to Hollywood. It starts out with how
Wait,
Bill
Hopeless to
Cosby
Hollywood?
made him want to be in show business. I'm guessing it was written a little bit like a day before all that shit came out because there's a lot of Bill Cosby. Yeah, that's
Tracy,
the one.
what is it? I mean, is
Mario
it a guy
Bosco.
or a girl?
What is it? This,
Goes by Mario.
she
She goes by Mario.
That's Tracy's.
She's a
response.
sweetheart.
That was a diplomatic move there.
I am not
Mario was
casting any aspersions
a
on that
fucking
lady.
pleasant person, and he was really trying to put you in your place, and it was funny to me.
Yeah, she kept saying like "suck my dick" and stuff.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
It was cute. It was adorable, actually. It really was.
Yeah, I saw a picture. That dude is smaller than Bingo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. By far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
By
a
far.
fairy.
and her pussy had to be tighter too.
An elf?
Hi.
Like a hobgoblin?
What you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
What are we...
So that leads to getting the fuck out.
So you didn't stay at Artie's?
No, fuck no,
Artie
no.
drove us home, and I was
Fuck
a little
no.
scared. I was a little scared.
Artie drove the car?
Yeah.
Artie drove the car.
Wow.
And if you know Artie's stories, he's like, no, I'll definitely drive you. No, I need to get out. It's just across a bridge. I need to get out.
He absolutely insisted.
And if you've read his books and you know his history, you're thinking, oh, we're an excuse so you can go score something.
I was just thinking, Artie had to meet a guy already. That was the first thing I thought when you said that.
Facilitators.
But yes, a magnanimous gentleman. Fucking love Artie.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Artie.
Thank you, Artie.
I don't know Artie, but I love Artie too. He's hilarious.
Did you read Crash and Burn?
Probably not.
Yeah. Oh, we gave him shit about that a bit. I was probably a wicked dick on a lot of those stupid podcasts.
Well, he loved you. He dropped us off and he was happy. But when we were dropped off,
Where were you? You guys were in Manhattan.
Oh,
now,
that's right. We just said, fuck this. We need Negronis at the
Yeah.
Blue Bar, where
So we
every
went-
drink is
that's our bar.
$19.
but that's our bar there, and we went in.
You're in Manhattan. You're back.
Yes.
Okay.
We're right across the street from our hotel.
And it's the Blue Bar, which is all blue lights. I was wearing a blue suit. You couldn't tell.
Oh, that's right.
And
Got
that's when
Negronis, talking to some
gay guy, blah, blah,
gay
blah.
tabloid journalist.
Yeah. But that's when you
Watching
and me,
what I say very
you and
closely.
me went outside, and that's when you broke down and started crying.
Oh, that's when you called me.
Okay, can someone cut
I
that?
I was, yeah, no, I had a bit of, well, now we're at 23 hours of drinking, so I got you, baby. Yes, I was a little war-torn
Yeah, it's a long day.
from the day. We got a
That was a
little,
long
I got a
motherfucking day.
little teary-eyed about some dumb shit. Had some Negronis.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
we
had.
got into a big fight.
With who?
Remember that?
Oh, we did.
We went.
The Pixie?
No, we don't want to talk about that.
The bartender.
Yeah, no, we can talk about that. We go down. We can cut this out. But we went down.
we can cut
we're,
this out,
We're
Shane.
fucked.
I'm not even recording, so it doesn't matter.
We're fucked.
No,
we went to
but you
eat.
didn't realize how fucked I was.
I did afterwards. I laughed at you. We made fun. We made a fight really quick.
No,
and,
I know.
And over soon. But Chad
But
will
it felt
appreciate
like,
this.
Okay, I felt like you didn't realize how drunk I was as well.
I didn't till you told me afterwards. Sorry, I'm drunk. We go to this place to eat.
It's just like a deli.
after hours.
It's like
A deli where a guy's outside. Oh fuck! Oh shit!
Oh,
Remember the guy?
yeah! Hold on. Rewind, baby. Rewind.
There was 4 guys in a row. That was the
When
night
you guys-
before.
yes.
That was the night
Yes.
before where I'm
Absolutely.
out. Where I thought I lost my credit card at that Irish bar. 4 guys. Every time I go out to smoke, a guy comes by and goes, "Good blow, good weed. Good blow, good
weed.
Good weed." And I'm like, I'm pleasant, diplomat.
Thanks.
I go, "Thanks for offering, but I'm good right now. Have a great night." The 4th guy, good blow, good weed.
Different guy.
Different.
Yeah, all
different.
4 were different.
Same sales pitch.
Same bar out
Yeah.
front smoking. Same line. Yeah. The same script. Same pitch. Yes.
Franchise.
So the fourth time,
They know it works.
I'm in a blue plaid suit and light blue polyester slacks. It's Sunday night after Skank Fest, and the 4th guy in the middle of the fucking night in the morning comes by. "Good blow, good weed." I go, "No, hey, but thanks for offering." He goes, "Hey, happy Father's Day."
That's polite as fuck.
yeah,
Only-
no shit.
To me, I ran back in and told the bartender. I came home. I told Bingo, am I the only guy that thought that's the funniest thing ever? That after I say no to Coke, "Hey, happy Father's Day." I don't know if it was the suit or the guy was being funny.
This is what it is. That's good salesmanship. You weren't his customer today, but you will be in the future.
Yeah.
Well,
With those pants on,
then we
baby.
cut to
Monday-
Tucson, but I have a
Monday
couple
night.
more beats.
Okay, so fight with us
So it was the next night.
Monday
Bingo
night.
and I go to a convenience store on that same
in the
street.
middle of the fucking night.
Good blow, good weed. Give you free sample. And Bingo goes, "Okay." I'm like, No, it's not okay, Bingo. You don't get free
Someone
samples.
was offering me free blow. Come on, guys.
I would have taken
Someone
it.
was
too.
offering me free blow, and I was like, okay,
sitting-
I'll taste that
He has
shit.
his own seat out in front of the convenience store.
Yeah.
This giant-headed Negro that looks like the refrigerator Perry, like the bloated head. He has like slabs of meat on the sides of his bald head. Yeah, you can get a free sample, but that's not what they're going to give you in the bag. You know?
I get
You don't-
that.
That's
you don't-
from the other pocket.
when we're hammered and we're dressed like fucking assholes in
I
polyester
know.
leisure suits from
I
the
was
70s.
in my polyester suit too.
And you're like, why? No, I won't.
I wanted a bump.
You're going to get us fucking killed.
I wanted a bump, and I was fucking wasted, and I totally apologized to you.
So, yeah, for a minute, I go, I am going to fucking pull your head off. If
Yeah.
you don't, you let's get the fuck out of here. Then his friend comes in, like, to try to.
The closer.
Close the deal, yeah.
He brought in the manager. What's holding you back?
Undercoating.
closers.
Undercoating.
See what you
They're not going to
started?
buy.
Oh, no, I can't take you anywhere, Bingaman. So, yes, we did have a big blowout about that on the way home, but we settled it.
It wasn't. We
by
don't
the
fight
time-
too long.
Yeah, by the time we get to the room, I was laughing.
Yeah, I
By
just.
the time we got to safety, I was laughing.
I apologize again, but I just needed you to understand how drunk I was as well.
How is that? How was that sample?
She probably waited till I fell asleep and went back.
Ran trucking back.
Was that a
Hey,
left
where's
or
the
a
good
right?
coke? Where's the good weed? Come on, guys.
So that was all right. Yeah, we can take a break on this because that was New York. We thought
Now,
we woke up. Did anything else weird happen?
no,
I just know
that's
we
about it,
woke
baby.
up.
You were at the-
We had to get the fuck out quickly.
Hold on. Did anything else happen after the fight when you guys are in the diner? When you're getting food?
No, we were fighting in the room.
Okay, so that was after.
We
You
were
started out by
fought
saying
up
you went to
until
get
the
food.
room.
Up the- yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know if we got food. Anyway, we got
I
back
can't
to
remember.
Just trying to trigger memories here.
So yeah, we'll take a break. And once we thought, God damn it, we're at JFK. We got through security,
Tuesday morning.
TSA pre-check,
Yeah.
quick line, got into the Sky Club, and we're gonna leave all this behind us. But no, please hold. There will be blood. Hey, you miserable cunts. You want to ever see me again? You go to the Stanhope store at DougStanhope.com. We have new vinyl, something to take the edge off on vinyl. That's right, something to take the edge off on vinyl. Drunk with Power pint glasses and Stanhope shot glasses, as well as T-shirts. Pop Off Vodka Presents, which is coming out as I believe we're going to put that on iTunes. We filmed that in the Funhouse. So Pop Off Vodka Presents, we have to sell those before we put the shit out because we will get the cease and desist. The Doug Stanhope podcast T-shirts. Abortion is Green is back by popular demand. Death of a Salesman as well. And we got stickers, CDs, DVDs. And now the Doug Stanhope store at DougStanhope.com. Open 24 hours. People are doing methamphetamine and staying up. You never know what hour. So please go to the merch store at DougStanhope.com and buy some shit. It keeps Chaille here. It keeps the podcast going. And you want that shit. And anything else you want, we'll make. Bye.
All right, everyone got a drink?
Nope.
Getting one soon.
It's all right. We like the ambient noise.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, during this break, we're going to throw out some thank yous. As always, I will not remember all of them. And there's still a shitload of packages. We just got home in a suicidal state. So we haven't opened all the packages. But what is in... We're going to go to Chaille's Corner with the thank yous.
We'll start off Chaille's Corner with a question, Doug, from a listener from Waterville, Maine. Wayne
Hey, Wayne.
Wayne from Waterville, Maine.
Sent you a postcard that says, these days, and I'm pretty sure it's the same whether it's these days or the old days, what is the lowest level of hotel you will stay at? A Hampton Inn, or would you go all the way down to a Motel 6?
Chad's been on the road with us, and we will stay in the shittiest
Fuck
hotels
yeah,
ever.
Motel 6,
and
baby.
double up.
Oh, yeah.
Motel 6 would be an upgrade from places that Stanhope will stay.
Oh, yeah. And
Motel 5.
we actually did not factor that in. We're going to do some another kind of shit town tour, but not shit town because it's West Coast. We're going to go up to Montana and Wyoming, Colorado.
You are
again.
doing Wyoming?
Well, I don't know if we have a gig there. We're driving through it to get to Montana. I don't know. Chaille's putting this. Hennigan's putting this together.
Okay.
The dates, any dates that are up right now on DougStanhope.com under tour dates, those are just the start. I'm only getting them
we're
once they're
filling
confirmed.
them in
So check
as
back
we
frequently.
go.
Get on the mailing list, and as soon as I get 5 dates, we're going to send out a mailing list.
Yes. So yeah, always get on the mailing list. The question was, yes,
hotels.
So yeah, we stay, and on this tour, I'm just hosting this tour. Got to work out some material in places that are not money makers. So Brett Erickson and Christine Levine will be co-headlining, and I will be hosting, and we're gonna have a fucking blast. But what I didn't consider is, I know my openers, so we live like slobs. We double up. They'd rather have the fucking $80 than their own room.
Yeah.
We forgot about Christine Levine's horrific chainsaw snoring. So she's going to have her own room. No doubling her up. So, yeah, buy my book.
Hey, Doug, I got another letter here. It's from a GC in Bisbee. I don't know who that is. GC in Bisbee.
Ggreg Chaille?
Doug, if you are planning to host on your tour, what does hosting mean?
That means I do as much material as I wrote down on a legal pad that day, and then I do that to open. Then between comics, I try to riff other shit. Bingo sits in the back of the room, writes down anything that's good on a legal pad, and then I try to turn it into an hour in 10 days. Probably not going to do that. But eventually I have to do real gigs. Boston, December 1st or 2nd, somewhere. The Wilbur.
Shit, you have a date already?
Yeah.
Baby, you gotta get out there.
I gotta fucking write. But I'm not going to write shit until I have a deadline. So Brian's putting these dates on the books because he knows I'm not going to pick up a fucking notebook until...
July 18th is your deadline. That's the first date.
No, that's hosting. I can fuck off.
Oh,
that's the
hosting.
point. I have
But
to
a
do
real
real
date-
gigs in cities where there's money.
Boston.
We're not. Yeah, we're going to Billings,
real
Montana. To
July
work out
20th
shit.
is El Paso.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we'll be doing soon.
This is a
Chaille's Corner with the thank yous.
This is a guy.
212 Van Dyke Street, Bisbee, Arizona 85603. Send your weird shit.
Questions?
or a
Send your
box of stuff.
questions.
This is a box of stuff from at Smiley Die Happy. SMILEY Die DIE Happy. That's his Twitter handle. It's some artwork. I assume he wants you to have this
Holy
one.
shit.
Show it
Bingo.
up.
The
Oh,
Free
really?
Willy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we
Show
got
it.
Yeah.
Show it
I
to
know-
me.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's that Death Squad one. That's like I think that's a transfer.
Fucking great artwork.
If he fucking
Did
painted
he
that,
send
that's
this
amazing.
to you?
Yeah. Well, he sent
Great.
those to Chad and I, but he wanted Bingo to have the Free Willy.
Yeah.
Is that the dude that I wasn't involved at all? He tweeted me. He goes, "Hey, there's a box coming. It's under your name."
Here's a painted letter for you.
I fucking love you guys, Bingo, Chad, Chaille, and all you guys at the Funhouse. Best nonsensical podcast. Bisbee #1. Go Killer Termites. Blah blah blah. My name not anywhere on it.
It says Doug right at the top,
Oh, Doug.
as in addressed to you.
Well, he tweeted
Fucking
me saying,
dumb
"Hey, you have a
dick.
package coming your way. I put it in your name. I hope you don't mind, but everything in there is for someone else."
Aw.
I'm not upset.
Neener.
He also has stickers that we'll put on the trash can, which is what we do.
Yeah.
And then he wrote a really cool quote that on a Joker card.
Yeah.
That, and these are the things that I put in merch that goes out.
Yeah,
unannounced.
we re-gift this shit in merch, so buy the book.
And then Doug, here's something someone gave you. I think this is an homage to the titty cup.
The tit mug that my mother got me, but it's a toilet coffee mug. In the book, I talk about when my mother was a truck driver and sent me a tit mug it was a coffee mug where you
there's a
drank
turd
out of
in
the
there.
nipple. This is a toilet coffee mug with
a turd.
with a stuffed
With a lone soldier left behind. They didn't flush it.
a stuffed turd with eyeballs. Thank
Aw,
you, person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone sent this quickly, Chaille, because we got to get
I don't
back
know what
to
it
the
is.
podcast.
I don't know what that is.
The guy made an original drawing. I don't know if it has to do with the Orlando shooter. I'm not quite.
No. It's just
It's like a Faces of Meth of Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
in mug
Over
shots.
the 10 years, over the years.
Well, you know what? We have some posters for sale now, some limited edition
We have a new one for sale.
leftover posters from other tours. And we'll probably put this up there with one of those.
All right. If you did not get mentioned in the thank yous this week, it's because I didn't open a bunch of shit. And now you'll know why as we get back to the podcast, already peaking. So we're at JFK.
Okay.
We think the nightmare is behind
I'm
us.
getting nervous.
We're that much drinking. I'm apologizing to complete strangers. Like, I'm just sorry. I'm just sorry in general,
Absolutely.
But we start drinking at the Sky Club, and I go, bingo, when we get in there, I'm wearing a yellow suit with a yellow tie and yellow checkered linen golf pants and
White
white
loafers.
shoes. So I go, bingo, when we get to Sky Club, if anyone asks, we just say that we are the new smash tandem singing sensations of Footloose
And Fancy Free.
I'm Footloose.
And I'm Fancy Free.
So no one asked. I tweeted it, but no one asked. So then, hey, get on my Periscope because I'm getting this worked out. I can't figure out the chat function, but I couldn't chat and film anyway. So in a very crowded JFK Airport Sky Club, we walked out singing. I announced ourselves as the singing smash sensation, the tandem of Footloose
And Fancy Free.
and
Hey, lady, you're on
we
a
didn't-
Periscope.
What-
He says that to her.
She left.
And even though I ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. I'm singing off key as loud as I can
Yeah,
possibly can
completely
with
off
her.
key.
And we're just filming the people staring at us like we're assholes.
You're walking out to the elevator
Yeah.
to leave the Sky Club singing
Yeah.
2 verses of that song.
And in the morning
When I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything is gonna be all right. Hey, how do you shut this off? Sir, do you know how to shut off a Periscope? That's how it ended.
I missed the only funny part. I didn't catch it live, but it was so obnoxious. I shut it off early and missed the only funny part.
He's at the top of the up escalator. They're gonna go down. He's at the top of the up escalator going, "Ma'am, do you know how to turn off a Periscope?"
So get on my Periscope at Doug Stanhope is the Periscope. I don't know.
Bingos too.
And
yeah.
at
I just
Bingo
started.
Bingaman.
At Bingo Bingaman, I just started the Periscoping, so
right.
I'll be on it.
I just followed you.
Chad
thank you,
Shanks.
baby.
Chad Shanks is,
At HD Fatty.
and mine is at Ggreg Chaille.
We'll start doing it.
Chaille.
They'll find it.
You need a little bit of help.
No,
Chaille.
I'm beating all of you right now.
No, but people spelling. Your
All right.
name needs. Okay, so we think it's over. We We're drunk.
We definitely think it's over at this point. We're like exhaling, fewing, high-fiving.
You're walking to the plane.
We're walking to the plane, and then
Yeah.
I get 2 different text messages. Chaille's meeting us at the Tucson airport. We don't get in till late, like 8:30. So we're going to stay overnight at the hotel, jump in the pool, because it's record heat, 114 in Tucson.
That was our last Periscopes was from that pool with Chad.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone hanging out. Yeah.
So I get 2 different text messages. Hey, I got a babysitter. If you guys are going to be in town. And I'm like, we just happen to be in town. Come on over.
And this is...
Then another one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I must have talked to the other one earlier, but she knew I was in Tucson.
Yeah.
And she's going to be in Tucson. So, hey, I told them both to call you. I gave him Chaille's number. He'll hook this up. I'm Xanaxed out on a fucking cross-country
So we're
flight.
coming home to guests.
Well, the couple you just met somewhere.
Coming home to do a meet and
I
greet
don't
in
know who-
Tucson.
I don't know who they are. You met them somewhere, and they're just like, you don't know me. And I'm like, I'm hanging up. I don't know you. You're right.
Well,
And then they had a couple keywords that they met you
Yes,
somewhere in an airport bar, and they were going to be in Tucson. And
you're talking about the gal with the voluptuous fake breasts?
yeah, the hunchback. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so we're entertaining people from what I remember at the hotel.
Everybody comes quickly.
No, actually.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. No, I didn't mean it like that.
There will be blood.
Foreshadowing.
Everybody comes
Foreshadowing. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that at all.
This is what I remember.
Sorry.
There were some
Sorry,
dudes
guys. I
we-
blew the
There
story.
were some dudes we didn't know at the
Shot your wad
hotel.
early.
I don't know how they got
Shot
there.
my water.
There's the people we do know. There's our nice friend, the waitress from across the street. She came over with her cousin. At
And
some
this-
point, it
and this
boils
couple.
down. At some point, I said, I brought up foot fetishes as being the number one fetish next to guys who like to watch other dudes bang their wife. And it was just random that I go, they're like, I'm into some weird shit, but I don't know why those are the top 2 fetishes. Seemingly minutes later, I'm sucking some girl's toes. I didn't realize till I talked to her later. At some point, do you remember we had her laid out across the 3 of us?
I was there. I was there.
Tracy and you.
Why are
and
you
me,
looking at
Chasing
my
me?
girlfriend when you say that? We had her laid out.
Where were you?
with her clothes on?
With her clothes on.
This is the fish that got away.
Yeah.
I hope you're
With her
also
pants
talking
on.
about my girlfriend.
There was Ritalin, there was Adderall, and then at some point there was cocaine. At some point, you
Yeah.
guys all went to another room in the hotel and you're doing cocaine. And I go, they're probably fucking.
We were not.
I know. Well, I know that because later we were. That's when the one we had laid out across us, I was
She
sucking her
split.
toes. Yeah, she found an out. So we go over to the
We
other room
decided
with the
to
blow.
become no.
You're probably gonna have better memories than me.
All right. Well, there was blow, but we decided to become voyeurs and interrupt.
Oh, that's
them.
right. We assume. Oh, they said, yeah,
And-
we have to leave to fuck.
Yeah, they
and
had
we go,
to leave.
oh,
fuck.
let's go crash and
Not right
watch."
away. Right away. They left, and then we all looked at each other like
Forget that part.
we should go be voyeurs,
like
So
tag
we-
team wrestling on WWE.
Yeah.
No, just crash their room and watch them fuck.
So we did. We went over and crashed their room
Then
They were
somehow
fucking-
we got involved.
somehow.
Do you know how that
Went
happened?
from voyeur to swinger?
Here's what happened.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery.
At some
slope.
point, Tracy gets afraid because at some point the dude starts banging bingo. I start.
That's way later. You're jumping.
Well, I don't.
You're jumping
well,
shit, motherfucker.
then
And you're
Tracy
also
needs
talking
to-
way too fast.
Tracy needs to jump in because it's. I know at some point I realized Tracy's hiding in the bathroom, peeking through the crack.
Trying to
Tracy,
escape?
help us with your memory.
Trace, come on. Come on, Trace.
That's pretty much the long and short of it. Was
Well, she said there's a big.
I don't remember much of the in between though.
Good
Right to
answer.
fucking-
Good answer.
My memory kind of goes right to.
What do you remember?
No, not a big in between, but there was an in between where they were fucking and we were all watching.
All right.
We were just all watching for until their fuck was done. And then we started.
Kind of remember that.
Was there
Yeah.
heckling?
A little
I'm just
There was
picturing
moaning.
you guys watching, and it just
I'm
seems
just-
kind of boring.
It
so-
was not good porn.
Yeah.
It was missionary grunting.
But I'm sure they were nervous for. I mean, we just invaded their.
Well, how
room
did
and
we
their
end up
space.
fucking them?
Okay, I'm not quite sure about that myself. I was pretty fucked up too.
Weren't you taking notes in the bathroom,
Not really.
Tracy?
Come on,
Yes, I
Trace.
wasn't. They kinda
At
jumped.
some point, Bingo's fucking the dude. The two weirdest fetishes
No,
I
you
had just
started
talked
in on-
about randomly. Now I'm involved with both. Because there's some dude fucking Bingo. I'm trying to fuck the other girl with the big fake titties.
But he can't get it up.
Couldn't get it up. At Ritalin, Adderall, and cocaine on
And
top
on
of
a-
whiskey and tequila and
Yeah.
whatever you're making. There's no fucking way. I'm slamming my dick in the fucking hotel door, nothing. Meanwhile, that guy's just pounding away. I'm like, can we go to the other room? Because it's a suite. There's a front room. And maybe I can get it up better if I don't see this dude pounding away on my fucking girlfriend.
See, I thought that would have been the titillating part of
No.
it, but
No.
you were just like, you have to get it up, and you would rather do it with. Okay.
Well, I'd try outside. Not outside, but in the other room. Let's split up. But at some
So
point,
we split up.
hang on. At some point, and we were all in the same room together. You had to have been there. At
Yeah.
some
Trace
point,
was in the bathroom.
I'm like half fisting her. Well, if you can't get a boner, you use your largest appendage. Be a gentleman.
Be a gentleman.
But there was like some matter or like rubbish in there that I had. It took me a while
But
to
see,
notice.
I noticed the matter of rubbish before you did because I was with her before you were, so I knew there was something in there as well.
I got her dirty.
Yeah, you got her. Dirty.
Sloppy
You got sloppy
seconds.
seconds, baby. I had almost.
I think Bingo won this whole thing.
I did want to.
Well, at some point I realized, wait, there's some litter in your vagina. I pull it out. It's a diaphragm that is dripping blood.
Wait,
There
that's
will
not
be blood.
that's not what's all over your shirt, is it?
It is.
Look at the back of my
That's
shirt.
what it is. There
What?
will be blood.
What position causes blood on your back?
Yeah,
We don't know.
there's
I'm
going to be a
sure.
splatter
It's like
expert
cast
from
off.
Which way was she murdered? Because the blood spatter evidence goes that way. I mean, it was all over her. We had to wipe her down with
Yeah.
a bath towel. There was that much blood.
You have more bodily fluids on your shirt than Floyd does.
If you're new to the podcast, Floyd, a year and a half ago, had his asshole removed, and now he has a colostomy bag. He just went on a vacation where when they pulled out, he had to pull out his colostomy bag. Not pull it out, but show it because they gave him a pat down, and they're like, oh no, we'll let you pat that down.
They made me pat it down, and then they checked my hands for explosive diarrhea. Apparently, I was over the legal limit for liquids.
Oh.
I wasn't over it before they started talking to me.
Floyd will be back in just a few minutes because we have some news on the killer termites.
So
But-
where were we? Diaphragm.
We were at we were at a bloody diaphragm being hurled around a room.
And you said this person was holding it like a baseball.
I still kept going down on her because that's all I had to give.
Yeah.
God, what
matter.
a trooper.
She's a friend. Now.
Sounds
I guess we
friendly.
bonded.
Sounds like a friendly exchange.
Yeah. And from what I remember, she's in the medical profession. So it's very weird to have a girl blowing you while fingering your hernia and
Yeah.
stopping to say, that's really bad. You need to get that fixed. So maybe it wasn't just the coke was the reason I couldn't get it up.
Wait till you get your copay.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that went on till I think 8:30 in the morning.
Oh,
it was
Christ. I just looked down at my fingers.
Yeah, that ain't dirt under your nails.
Oh, that's blood. There will
It's
be
no
blood.
good. It's all blood. That's a David Tell reference.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You guys get in this fucking shower right now. God damn, this is disgusting.
I kept the shirt on purpose. I knew this podcast would be better if I wore. I don't know where how the blood got on my shirt because we did use a bath towel to wipe down her belly and chest.
Wait, why couldn't you get a hard on?
This is the coke.
Oh.
It was yeah. So the drive home from Tucson was hard.
Oh, it's this morning.
It was difficult.
Yeah,
there
that was this morning.
There was so much regret of things that we might have done in New York that we don't even remember. Things we remember vividly from last night.
All of this explains why I walked in and you blew like a 2.279 when I got here. I was like, oh, Stanhope's fucked already. Now it makes sense.
Is that what I blew?
The second time.
Oh, man.
Holy fuck.
That was when I first got here.
And that was 3 drinks in. So most of that is from last night or this morning. We quit about 8:30. Let me check my notes. There will be blood. Oh, that was funny. We took it down, I think, but
It's down.
nothing's down forever on the internet. The hotel. Yeah, fuck it. It
Just
doesn't
don't
matter.
do that.
It
Just say you
doesn't
called
matter.
and got. What you know? What you never went into the hotel smelled like shit. And
Yeah. We don't need to do
All
that.
right.
That
The hotel was, the pool was empty, being resurfaced or something. Record heat wave.
Yeah.
You have no pool.
Good move.
And then the room smelled like raw sewage. And
not
we had
from
the
us at
manager
this
come
point.
in.
This was
and
we
he's
were
like,
innocent
"Hey."
at this point.
Yeah,
We
that
were
was
innocent.
before. Yeah, that was before.
We had 2 maintenance guys and the manager come up. They didn't take 2 steps in. It's like, I got it. No, I smell it. I smell it. It wasn't a
He
thing
goes,
where
you
like,
booked it through Expedia, so you have to get your refund through Expedia, but I got your back. It's just,
And we did.
there's no excuse. So this morning with my morning hate, and that's why you have to follow me on Periscope at Doug Stanhope. I called Expedia, and I didn't just complain. I could have just said, rooms smell like sewage. The pool was non-existent. There's no way
call the manager.
Manager's
he'll confirm
already.
it.
Yeah. What I did instead is I told some woman in India every beat of the story about not being able to get a boner. Some dude
Slamming
with a
your dick
big,
in the door to
big
try to
crooked
get a
dick
boner.
dude is banging my wife.
Essentially, what you just heard.
Yeah, everything except I forgot. When I finally hung up from that Periscope, I go, oh, I forgot the bloody. I forgot the bloody diaphragm part.
Well, that's reasonable. I mean, we all would forget that part.
I'm trying to.
So there
Not
was
if
a
you're
point,
still wearing the shirt.
There was a
If you're
point-
behind me in a parade, you'll always remember because it's all over my back.
There was a point in the night where you were still with the woman, and I was sharing a cigarette with the man, and he said, and it hurt my feelings so bad, but he said, this is what I heard was you smelled kind of weird. And so I was just like, what the fuck? You don't... But what he said was your room smelled kind of weird.
Oh, the sewage
And
smell.
I thought he was talking about me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the most horrible thing to hear ever."
I
But-
just assumed he was
Otto and
talking about.
George. Yeah, fat girl's pussy smells like hot garbage.
yeah, but it was our room.
I just assumed he was talking about Doug. Yeah, he smells kind of weird.
Maybe it was your finger smelled weird.
Could be. I don't know.
Still does. I know.
Still
Oh,
does.
maybe that's
Scrub
just
up,
now.
baby. We do need to scrub up.
You know what?
Hot hose.
I have not heard back, but I have her number, and I texted her, and I go, hey, just saying hi. And then I called her. She didn't answer. I go, it's kind of protocol after a weird night like that you check in and make sure everyone's cool. Still haven't heard back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll text the person.
All right. Text that person.
I will text that.
Yeah, the
person.
dude will answer back right away. That's how it works in these situations.
And that's how you know you didn't smell.
All right. We're going to wrap up with before the police beat with Chad Shank. Floyd, if you remember
Stepping
the
in.
letter that was written,
Let's take a break because let's find that
Yeah, let's
letter
take
so
a
we
break.
can
we'll
read it.
find
I
it. No,
got
he has the letter right here.
All right. Oh,
Yeah, we can
great.
make this quick.
Yeah, let's do
All right.
this.
Floyd,
Trade you a spot.
after that woman that we didn't even mention her name, wrote a whole thing about, I've never been afraid to come back to Bisbee in my life, but the killer termites, nematodes kill termites. Maybe we should start the killer nematodes to get rid of these.
Radical nematode revolution.
Acting like our stupid killer termite voting this city to the #1 spot in the USA Today that absolutely nobody saw. No, actually, a few people have come into town for that. Floyd, because I was too lazy to write back, Floyd wrote a letter to the editor that he's now going to read.
I'm a lot better at writing.
Let me.
than reading.
I should preface it. Her point was that she acted like because we voted that #1, that all these tourists are going to be buying houses and gentrifying the fucking town. And she had a whole thing about nematodes kill termites, and we should do that. So
And
Floyd,
she felt unsafe.
She
coming
felt
back.
unsafe.
That was a
Yeah,
major
afraid.
point.
so
Because
Floyd.
termites eat things. No, like houses.
Yeah, that was her point. They destroy foundations. Hey, you moved here 32 years ago when the fucking mine closed, carpetbagger. But Floyd, in a very diplomatic way, wrote the next week letter to the editor. Go ahead, Floyd. Read what you
Because
wrote.
the person is a friend of mine. Everybody in this town is my friend. But, okay, here's what I got. According to Siri, nematodes are roundworms.
Dear editor,
Dear editor, nematodes versus termites, whatever. But nematodes are basically roundworms, and they consist of over 1 million different species, of which over half are parasitic. Is this really what you want your town to be? Can't we all just get along? Bisbee does not just consist of old Bisbee. And
yeah, she had a comment because we live in Warren, the residential
somehow,
district.
if you live in Warren, you do not rate.
You're
battle
not,
lines,
you're not
yeah.
artistic.
And
you're
if you
not a
haven't lived
hippie.
here for at least 32 years, which you
32
mentioned
years is exactly
twice,
when the mine closed down.
yes.
Segregationist.
Yes.
Trump will build
I've only
that wall
lived here for
between Warren
20,
and Old Bisbee.
and I live in, okay, never mind.
All right.
I digress. There are other parts of town just as self-important. Bisbee does not
Next.
consist of people, just with people with outside.
Will you just give it to Chad Shank with the golden pipes?
hey,
Let him read it.
hey.
Or cover one eye, Floyd.
Go ahead.
Bisbee does not just consist of people with outside sources of income, basically. There's also this, like myself, who actually make a living here.
Floyd went off script.
Yeah, he's just
or
riffing it
fucking
now.
try to make a living here. And
Floyd runs Miners and Merchants Antique Shop. Yeah, tourists.
Sponsor of
exactly
the-
who
of
I
did.
rely on tourists.
A
for
sponsor of the
my living.
Saguaros.
and Midwestern or otherwise, and to make my living. And I actually like them. So it's weird, because I don't just ask people where they're from because I'm trying to sell them something.
You're trying to talk their ear off when they don't. They're like, "Who's this weird
no,
man
I'm
with
bored
the bushy
and I
eyebrows?"
need somebody to talk at, and that works for me as it works for them. And they have an interesting story. That's cool. That's great. And a lot
Back
of
to the page.
Okay. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. But I enjoy hearing their stories and actually hearing how much they like this
He
fucking.
went 2 words on page and went
Went
off
to the
script
page
again.
and said blah 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 reading.
They actually like this town, and they don't.
Well, we've
stay.
established that the
They
woman is a
come-
little. She's eccentric. So the woman that wrote the original anti-killer termites thing was eccentric, and you wrote a very polite response.
I did,
and looked up nematodes that no
and
one
I
knew
signed
about.
it. Your friend, which I am, I think, and
Not anymore.
well, if not, too bad. But I like everybody in this town, and I like people to come
Okay,
visit, as long as they don't let their kids fucking run around my store and break shit.
The follow-up, Floyd.
I'm going to read this because
I
I
do
didn't get anything from what Floyd just said.
I'll tell him the follow-up. You can just read what he wrote. But the follow-up is a friend of ours, Suzanne, who knows this woman, talked to her, and she texted me and said, I was just with her. She thought you and Floyd would see the tongue-in-cheek aspects of what she wrote. There was no tongue-in-cheek. She was saying she was terrified to come back to her own town. There was no joke in there. We were very.
I didn't get it.
We were very.
There probably was.
Oh, it's a terrible joke then.
Well,
I think it's a
am
good,
I to judge?
I think it's
They're
a good
probably-
plan. If I make terrible jokes all the time and then insist that they were jokes, that's how I try to get away with shit. And I just stick to the story. So I stick to that story, lady.
Speaking of sticking to the story, let's close this out with
Tell that
Chad
to my
Shank and the
exes.
police beat.
All right.
What's that?
Can we take a break, though?
Yeah, we'll take a break. Okay, quick break. Police beat. Moments away. Air conditioning. Let's get this shit going. Hey, killer termites, you coming to Bisbee and you want a signed copy of my book and I'm out of town? Don't you fret, yo. You can get an autographed copy of my book, Digging Up Mother, right here in Bisbee at Bisbee Books and Music. It's right there at the Bisbee Convention Center. If you can't find the Bisbee Convention Center, evidently it's at 2 Copper Queen Plaza. But all you really have to do is you take a right when you come into the bottom of Tombstone Canyon. It's what's Main Street. It's the first thing on your left when you go up Main Street. Just go to a bar and say, "Where's the convention center?" And they go, "What's a convention center?" Because no one really knows, because it's not really a convention center. You go, "It's between the Bisbee Grill and the Bisbee Coffee Shop." Table is what they call the Bisbee Grill. I refuse to call it that, but it's in this little tiny thing. Everyone fucking knows. Just go, "Hey, where is the Bisbee Grill or Bisbee Table or the Bisbee Coffee Shop?" And it's in that little tiny center there. It's a little tiny shop, but they have fucking Doug Stanhope books and other shit, Bisbee related. It's a nice place to go. And you can go to the Bisbee Table or Table, or just say Bisbee Grill, because I will never recognize their new name. Or go get yourself a cup of coffee and go, "Hey, where's the bookstore that's right next door to you inside?" And they have autographed copies of my book. And if they're out, they'll call me and go, "Hey, can you run up here for a second and autograph a copy of this book?" And if I'm in town, I'll do it, because they're very nice. That old bookstore wouldn't even carry my fucking DVDs. I never asked them to. I never asked them why they didn't on their own. I just assume everyone hates me. But this person doesn't hate me. So I go in there and I autograph books. And and I'm nice to that person, and they're awkward with me, and I'm awkward with them. But go there, because they're very nice people, and they asked me to even do a book signing. So, yeah, someone in Old Bisbee likes me, and their name is Bisbee Books and Music. You can find them at BisbeeBAM.com. BisbeeBAM.com. Probably get sued for fucking stealing that catchphrase. Phone number 520-353-4009. No prank calls on this one. I gotta live here. Now, the police beat with Chad Shank. A very special version of the police beat. Chad, let's just get Kenny in there first, because Kenny for mayor is here, and he has something that didn't make the police beat he wanted to throw in. Didn't make it.
I'm intrigued.
Breaking news.
I'm live on the field. Seems to be across the street from my house at Park Avenue. We have another dead body. That makes 2 this year. The young man was found in his room after 3 days of bad smelling and odor decay.
Young man.
Yes, he was only in his 30s. Previously tried to shoot himself in the head with a .22. Did not work out. Had a couple brain surgeries. But, he was a good kid. Saw him a couple days before he died. Unfortunately.
All right, and now to the funny part of the police beat.
Thank you.
I, for one, found that hilarious. On Laughlin Avenue, a white pickup with a red door parked in front of a vacant house for a long time. The driver was advised.
See?
What was he advised of?
He was advised. He knew where he was parked, so I think he had to be advised that he had a red door.
He had a red door.
People have to understand that these are the conditions that we live within. Like, that's every day outside. That could be happening right now. It's fucking, oh, hey, yeah, I'm going to give up my seat to a troop, first class. Hey, you know what we do to survive down here makes Afghanistan look like goddamn Disneyland in Orlando. Never mind.
No. Profiling, plain and simple.
Unfortunately, it gets worse out here. A black pit bull was in someone's yard on Santa Cruz Drive, keeping guests from leaving the residence for an hour.
Don't overstay your welcome.
That's how you make sure everyone takes a little bit of the leftovers home.
You want some of this casserole? Well, as long as the dog's out there, sure, I'll try a little. I'll take a little more.
No one likes pearl onions. Get the dog.
I would just use it as an excuse to
Pearl
keep drinking.
onions. Good work, sir.
Only an hour.
What else you got out there, Chad?
A man on San Jose Drive was trying to disengage a bullet out of his .22 caliber rifle and shot himself in the left hand. He drove himself to the hospital.
Righty.
How does that happen?
He has to have an automatic because there's no way you could drive a stick shift like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How does that happen? Why would he be dislodged? Was a bullet jammed or something in the?
Well, I don't know how you would put your hand over the barrel of the rifle to try to. That would be the worst possible way to hold it. But Bisbee's not known for it.
I'll tell you how that story started.
Was this Kenny's neighbor? He did have a .22.
I'll tell you how this story started. Watch this. What else you got, Chad?
Doug, a Naco wife, wanted someone to be aware that her husband is an animal hoarder.
Gotta let people know. This should be page 6. That's gossip. Yeah. We should have page 6 of Bisbee gossip in the Observer.
It's the Observer. I don't think there's that many pages.
We should buy the Observer. That would be fun.
Couldn't we just make our own Observer?
Make it all back.
We got that Audible money today. Audible money.
My guitar cord.
In Bisbee, a homeowner would not let a worker leave because of a dispute.
You know what? Is he still there? This is, again, why we need deep cover journalism. We need fucking Snowden. If we could get Snowden, he'd get to the bottom of all this shit.
I think it's kind of reckless journalism here in Bisbee because there's going to be a lot of people volunteering for work if they know that they can stay there if they just cause a dispute.
Hourly.
Yeah, I mean,
You're living here rent-free for the rest of your life, and don't you even think about working. I've seen your slipshod workmanship.
Was it for over an hour?
I just looked down. Tokyo was the guy that sent that the Mickey Mouse thing. So he sent a letter I didn't read. So, but his name's Tokyo and he's nice, or maybe he's from Tokyo. I don't know. Thanks and love, Tokyo. Back to you, Chad. I didn't mean to take away from the peril you go through to mention some guy who sent me a poster.
indeed, it's rough out here. There were 2 males in the middle of Double Adobe Road yelling and bumping chests.
I'm thinking about 2 people right now. Kenny and Derek for mayor.
I actually did delve into this one a bit and asked Kenny if it was him and Derek, and he said that they have not bumped chests in quite a while. So
Weeks. Dicks,
didn't
maybe.
seem like
You
it.
know what? There's a lot of animosity since that. It was a very contentious election that's still not over. But let's get back to serious crime in Bisbee.
Finally, vicious dogs were wandering around a neighborhood in Hereford. They took down a goat. That was my fucking goat.
Your goat. That was your goat.
I saw your tweet with a goat in a like a postage parcel bucket.
Well, that was a baby picture because the after picture wasn't as pretty. So I decided that was a nicer
nice.
picture.
I
to
thought it
post.
looked a little
I
contented
noticed
to be
that
put
in
down.
obituaries, they don't put the aftermath. He was killed in a car accident. Here's his picture. Here's him laying in state without a chin.
With wax and like eyelids sewed shut.
It wasn't an open casket thing. Man.
She was a really cute goat.
Yes.
She was my favorite goat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Shank made the police beat for all the right reasons.
Organically.
All right.
A dubious honor, sir. Sorry.
It makes me question the validity of a lot of these because actually it was one dog and it took down 2 of my goats. So it was, it's neighborhood dogs
You know
and
what?
they took
Hey,
down a
Chad,
goat. But
I don't want to leave this podcast on a sorry note, but that goat wasn't just a goat. That goat had a name. What was that goat's name?
Zoe. The goat's name was Zoe.
The goat was named Zoe.
We speak your name.
Goat was named Zoe.
Goat lives matter.
Go.
Goat
Yes.
was named Zoe.
The goat was named Zoe.
The goat was named Zoe. We'll be right back after this. Hey, the fucking Matoid, not the Matoid, Mishka. Mishka's on his way anytime. They said traffic's tough on the 10. We'll be a little bit late. So we might do another podcast tonight. You won't hear it for 3 more days.
And in
but
the
go fuck yourself.
morning when I rise,
Bring
bring
it.
tear joy to your eyes.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to close on the
every
singing sensation tandem
Gonna be
duo
alright.
of me, Footloose.
and me fancy free.
And even though
Though
I
you
ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a chain of love. Oh, we're the new Ishtar. We're the what was the George Michael before he split up with that guy?
Wham.
Wham. We're the Wham
Wham.
of 2004.
Yeah.
And in the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and blood-stained shirts that
On my
I'm gonna
fingers.
have to bring to the dry cleaners.
People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one. We've just begun. Think I'm gonna have a son. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. Sun is gonna shine above. even though we ain't got money. I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a chain of love, love. In the morning when I rise,